Hey guys, it's Alex here from the Nerd Geek Network, and today we are looking at Scream 1 Who Killed Who. Now, I have the camera set up a little different today. I have this new little stand I have it on. I might switch back depending on how this one goes, but yeah. Today we're looking at Scream 1 and Who Killed Who in that movie. And we're not looking at only the kills, we're looking at the phone calls, the attack scenes, all that, so we're looking at everything, to see who's behind each part of it, was it Billy or Stu? So the first thing, let's look at Casey Becker's phone call first that she gets in the beginning of the movie. I believe this was from Billy. I don't think Billy trusted Stu as much with the phone calls, I think he's a little more so I think Billy's a little more able to how do I say it, he's better with the phone calls, than Stu is, so yeah. Anyway, though, for the Ghostface that kills Stephen Orth, I believe this is Stu. That's all I can really say about this. There's not much proof for who killed who of these two, so yeah. As for Casey Becker, I believe it was Billy Loomis because Stu likes to raise the knife above his head like this. Meanwhile, the one who killed Casey did not do that. So yeah. So I think Casey Becker was killed by Billy. As for Sydney's first phone call that she gets at her house, I believe Billy Loomis was making that again. So yeah, with the phone calls, oftentimes it's going to be Billy. The attack in Sydney's house is 100% Stu because Billy shows up at her window, and right after the Ghostface attacking her leaves, he couldn't have made it all the way there in time to do that, So yeah, that was Billy, or no, that was Stu rather. So yeah. As for Sydney's second phone call that she gets at the Riley residence, that was Stu Macher. Billy was in jail, and so yeah, he could not make that phone call, so that was Stu. Now for the attack scene that I think we all debate kinda is the bathroom attack scene. Now I've looked at this one a little. So Sydney started out talking with Stu and Tatum in the hallway, then she starts headed towards the bathroom where she runs into Billy, then she goes to the bathroom, and that's what I realized. The Ghostface who was in the bathroom had to have been in there before she got into the bathroom, which neither of them could have been. So I think this was either a prankster or, my theory, that it was Christina Carpenter. That's my personal theory, that it was her that attacked in the bathroom. I could be wrong, but it had to be one of the two. It was either a third Ghostface killer or a prankster, and if it's a third Ghostface, I'm saying it's Christina, Sam and Tara's mom, so yeah. Anyway, the Ghostface that kills Hembry, I believe is Stu Macher. And I say this because right before he dies, Sydney, Tatum, and Stu are walking away from the school. And Stu turns around and heads back to the school. So I think he's the one who killed Hembry. So yeah. Next is the Ghostface that appears in broad daylight outside of Sydney's house. This was Billy. I don't think Billy trusted Stu enough to go out in, broad daylight to stalk Sydney, The grocery store, again, Billy Loomis, he didn't trust Stu enough to go out in broad daylight to stalk Sydney and Tatum, But yeah, anyway, the one that killed Tatum, for the longest time I said this was Billy. I believed that this was Billy for the longest time, but now looking at it, it had to have been Stu. For one, she goes into the garage to get the beer. Ghostface clearly came into the garage from inside the house, but Billy wasn't at the party yet. So it physically couldn't have been Billy. And also, Billy comes to the house from outside afterwards. Ghostface just went back in the house afterwards, so it really had to have been Stu. I know everyone says it's Billy, but it was definitely Stu who killed Tatum. The Ghostface that attacks Billy in the bedroom with Sydney, that was obviously Stu because Billy was there. That it had to have been Stu. Unless there was a third killer, maybe it was Christine, you never know, but I think it was Stu. The Ghostface that appears behind Randy on the couch in the iconic Behind You Jamie scene was Stu. Even though Skeet Ulrich was actually wearing the costume in that scene, it was Stu who did it. For one, he had the whole raise the knife above his head with two hands, So yeah. As for the Ghostface that kills Kenny, that was also Stu. He followed Sydney outside and all that. He attacked the van, So yeah, that was also Stu. And for the final attack that we can debate on is Dewey's attack on when he was inside the house, when he gets stabbed in the back. That I believe was Billy Loomis, because Billy was still inside the house. I think he stabbed Dewey in the back, then went upstairs again, So yeah. And that is who I believe killed who in Scream. That is the first. If you want me to look at the second Scream movie, I would be happy to. I want to cover this whole series, actually, to be honest, except for Scream 3, because it was Roman for every scene, Unless he did have an account, but I don't think he did, so I'm going to skip Scream 3, then go to Scream 4 after 2, then Scream 5 and Scream 6 will be good as well, though, so yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to the Nerd Geek Network. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye.